Abusia yebe mo bibia kwaba na abusia da sebra Kwaku Boaten oman henefo New Jd0n't South odin sembi aba betudwa efa NPP MP ayefe no otre Baafi achese onu ne kogina akwatia eko make some reckless utterances bia na ochese se akwatia by elections adano ayekoto ye no se NPP for enwini a eyade ono oba resign or in the seat ato afi ato aba wi ama NDC adin kunim NPP adin twa fa seat to a papa ne se Akroma na odi ohene no aba bekasa was send a strong warning ama Okyere Baafi oche se nyade a ohia Okyere Baafi ewo ne constituency obiem on resign achese nsem a ohene no aprogu no ensem no ano ede no ohene ne kan ya to the stand so say ohun se na wonim da se eye papa ye fe no Okyere Baafi sebi na adwene wo fom se abusua ensem de ebi akoso papa wo highway ne so Kevin Taylor and the munchemu aba abedom ya mepesem be me akone akoti de course na sana be kono se da medin kan kadada no nya like dwumadi na ba like share ma foforo so nsa entumi enke bi medamase
se NPP win elections no akwatia he will resign. There was no gun pointed to his head. He made this statement. So the inner monkey in these foolish people, or MPP for no, anytime you release the inner monkey, you see say they are monkeys. Yeah? I want to send this beautiful message. I want to send this beautiful message to the paramount chief of J0n't, Juaben. The paramount chief of Juaben. Andrew, I'm a catch reader na. Nana da Sibre Kwaku Boaten the third. Da Sibre Kwaku Boaten the third. Juaben mahene. Nana. San sama etwagu nyina wate. Juaben wona ehye wonsa. Ade papa wrema unim. Ade boni wremu so anana wonim. Sebio oyo hene kese. And you cannot tell me say Sadia Brantie aye in some way a waking Sebio we ohene a wedin tamakese etia konwa kese so no. You also see this as a normal thing. Mempesa metna ha akase oyo ohene a utuntosuo egufom na wo do techere mafa. Anase Sebio oyo ohene a oka asem a wundi so. And I expect you say, oh yeah, ohene sebio ka asema wudi so. Na wonjina nkran ne muntete nkran ne ntuntosuo fa wakatra manfanti. Se abrantie wa ye frɛ no, eye Okyere Baafi a ofiri constituency. Ejina Ghana fo anim edinsie dintam se akotia election no ankoso ama MPP wini a obedi ne konwa beto no. E wo se nana wudi anim na wo hwɛ se eye saa abrantie odna konwa to ho. Efiri se eka wo nenti a na aka wo to. Obi eka asem wo ya enya de obetumi twa wagya se obi ebufu na se oka asam etia brantie ya oya wo de hye ofri ukrom wona sebe oya oman niti sebe o so oman ne nsuso nsemfo so a oman ne betwi niti aka se we die yempene so yempe nipa a odi oman anim ana nipa anim a oka asam a onni so oya ohene a mebu pa. And I never want to disrespect you in any way. I don't want you to be a permanent face on my show. And I respect Nachichiri Wukrono, Abon Hubain, SCC Nipa Muum, Emma Nipa Nuntiao. Obibagas and Nana dia own your politics. Nana Ujina baby or the Wawa, a brand here way or caught the interview of parliament. Now what's in the chi? Time na ye veteran or parliament. Say Ome Trade Minister. Now what's in the chi? What they will support no winshira every Juaben. Etna ka mu betina the chi say or ya wo this year. Ewiemo insuomo baby obeko biara ne beko. It means to say so ya wo this year. Ade a wa ye no e wo so ka kire wo this year say ontwe no ho emfiri amanyosemu any parliament. Say nana wentumi andi sa adwuma wei amfa wano asem ambeto abontene amagana fo nyen hu say wo ye ohene a sebio eye ketahye proye ene sebio nipa ene atro enya de bia wososo so a ye ne sebio mebunu a yaba no ebu a wo se yede ma no ebe din se ye wonsa beka I respect you a lot. And adeɛ bi a wɔsɛ meyɛ bia na mede ebuo ma wo no mede bɛma wo. Na mmom, sɛnea wofra ntoma ɛne wahemfo edi n'akyi ɛbɛtena n'akyi ɛmɛvɛte no parliament no na wogye atom sɛ odi bɔne a wobɛbie wano aka. Menya sure sɛ ɛwɔ nko ɛsɔgu woketrema so a ɛno nko a na wobɛka. Sɛ odi boko na sɛ ɛyɛ a ɛwɔ sɛ no so woka. Enti today nana, with all due respect, me nhyɛw ɛna me nthreaten. I am respectfully telling you, speak on this matter and honorably tell this man to resign. Sa papa way by ochrechi wamba amba resign ya na ekyere se enkwasiade a ochirebe fi eye ene enwa nyawonsam ene atro a odi no wofoa so ema abrantie we edi Juaben man odi omabro ababa awabi akwara bi opanyini bi a owo kuro ma omodi omwure ahye saa kronfo we mu no send the way ntumi anka nche papa we say ensem a wo kae no di wonsam so a na sebio nana wonso wote se abrantie yi nakase akonya a wote so mibu akonya no. I respect you and I respect all the chiefs omo saw area hono. So I don't expect you or you don't expect me to sit here and speak as if say minim tumi ekutao pa. Minim say oyo hini a Ghana fo bu pa. Oyo hini a okasa ewo Juaben a eye adwuma pa. Na menye sure say onya hini a wososo akromfo sam so. Wososo atro so. Onya ohini a wososo nipa a onka no kore so. Enti sɛ wopɛ Ghana fo hu sɛ ahenie na wudi no sɛbio ahenie na wudi no enye atro ɛna sɛbio wobɔ ho ban ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Juaben. Enye politicians atro omudi ɛna sɛbio wo wagye apene so sɛ wobɛbɔ ho ban a ɛna kyerɛ sɛ oyɛ ohene a wode emra na wosabu emra na nipa a if Nana, with all due respect, if you don't speak on this matter and instruct this man to honorably resign, the kind of respect I will expect free obi to sabe hono, Nana, everything there, unya. With all due respect, so Nana went to me and to enum tuo, went to me and kasawa asem we ho, went to me and siubo and kanchre be. Twene ho emfiri eyedien parliament efiri se ensama kokan no sebio enyawo na wo so ne nsama ne kan ya na ekire se eye nana dasebre anase dasebre kweku boatin the third wo so oya ohene a sebio wonka no kore efiri se yenim sese de wosi akonwa so a eye no kore e de wosi so eye se enkan ko nti ne de wosi so ye pese de wo beye no ene na oman no ebehwe so. Dia wobɛbɔ ho ban no ɛna ɔman no ɛbɛgye atum. Dia wobɛpo sɛ ɔman ti no ɛno na ɔman no bɛpo. Enti sɛ nda no woyɛ ɔhene a wodi ɛyɛ deɛn Juaben so. Na sɛ asɛm wo ya bɛtɔ hɔ. Na sɛ nana wantumi ansɔre ankasa. Because abrantie we convert no nkran. Wodi n'akyi kɔɔyɛ. Na wopɛ sɛ wiase nyinaa hu sɛ abrantie we firi wo kurom ɔyɛ wo dehyeɛ. Wosua deɛ ma yɛ ba bɛma na abɔdini. Yɛ ba bɛbɔ no so. Yɛ ba bɛma no tumi ama ne di Ghana so. Na senda abrantie we na sa atwi edi nsɛmhunu edi disrespect ama Ghana fo ebu enimtia we expect wo ohene na sebio unim nyansa cha abrantie we no ye expect say wo ohene no wobenya saa kokuduro no ebie wano aka se abrantie na sam na okaye no se MPP enwini a obetwe ne ho efri eye New Juaben seat no so no ewo so otwe ne ho. This is not a joke. Dasebre kweku boatin the third utie me will phone number ye ma be the next 48 hours nana so when to man this adwuma we a and ye yeso ye behu to say de ehu eye den okiribe fi no sebio se ne ye betreat okiribe fi no saa ne ye betreat u memeti ya no me ne okiribe fi ma me ni asem me ne okiribe fi papa ni asem me ne okiribe fi ni kurom hene ene wa asem. Every so Okyere fi krom hene no he stands for truth. So Okyere fi krom hene a odi le chiba nkran ebe support no bambaji to me entumi antia no anka nchen se onfa sebio osia enya oyo a na se ochire be fi hene no ono so te se ochire be fi because okoto wo we onwa noma koto enwa noma inti ye pese na wo kire se sa brantie we nsema okaye no e wo se odini bohye so e wo se otwe no ho as a member of parliament of Juaben South, New Juaben South. Sa entumi amaso a mema Ghana fo mu say sebio nana onya nana e betumi agiwedi. Onya nana wo ka no kore. Sebio otfoa eye atroso. I expect to say enkoduru sa pempenso na imbebunu e do betena eye social media so aka wanim efri say when di eye no kore ankyere wo manba. Intermedia, what I can say is I am giving you all the respect and I'm showing you all the respect tonight. Mr. Anadwi fra brantie catch and say in seminar abano eni soso. Ni dwumadi a odi no onfanto. Se obua so obu amanfo odi omanima saa ne MP no onfanto efri se enya obi ena di etuo si ni so se onka asema okan no eno ano no nana obetemi nka biam na eches abrantie wan resign. And some of the free man no enya fe enya de ebe time. All right. Now, let's go to the next thing. Inflation a drop it in Ghana. Obi said, please don't pull Nana into this. Abranti ane kon kran okọ vet no ade na Nana di nechi. Mumbusa Nana sa ade ntino di nechi. Odi nechi sa de mama mfa mo homma. Now, inflation at Ababedru a year. Inflation declines for 8 consecutive months as
Abusuanti nsɛm no mu bi ene akokoti no na abusua Kevin Taylor esade to aso ate sɛ ɔma ɛyɛ dasebre kwaku boaten ɛyɛ ɔman henefo New Juaben South 24 hours on fan responding esane sɛ papa no anase NPP ochebe fitama ye electing ye to abama na okoverting no ade a eye oman hinin etutu ntuma edi na chi na sende na sa papa na no akopa ombra bonten embetu ne fo se on resign enya sa ohene no oba ne next show so a juma odibedi eye da sebre kwaku boaten no papa na ninje ho abusua ensema Kevin Taylor de to aso no na ensem no ano ehye ntima pese mbe me akono akoti Kevin Taylor ensema ode to aso.
August inflation falls to 11.5 from 12.1 and yakase inflation a nyoma bo sene abafo nana do danko Akuffo Addo one abozeke Bawumia any Kennedy Japan ne brand champion mo omo chechire Ghana no omo ja inflation was 54% na nyoma bo aye diama sebi okodu baako betem kodu oti baako every betem ho a na yeton be 30 Ghana and John Mahama ne NDC ba abenmu bosome nkronpeni nyoma bo dia na aye din edu oha enchichemu eduonum emiensa no 53% no and ate ababedru eye oha emu dun mienu ene echire po baako nana do danko Akuffo Addo mu ja nyoma abodin sene ye to nyoma abodin oha nchichemu eduonum miensa echire po beye 9 almost 54% and John Mahama betam 54 no watie so ababedru eye oha nchichemu edumienu echiri po baako 12.1%. This is what we call managing an economy and the nyoma bo nya din and they say edwadifo be di no kura pa kire Ghana fo a nyoma omokofa aye from January besi August no sa nyoma no say bo na nkasa na omode gi a obehu say nyoma no bo no abafom. And this is all that we were expecting from MPP say and Komubetumi. We wanted the government to find ways to make life easy and to also make life a cost of living easy for us. Inti yakasi yebuma ya. Sa nyoma we na wohwe. Dia oman no oba aban ye because uni bibi. Sa wohwe nyoma bodia ekofo ma e affect obi a. Se empo ukofa dollar semba nde. Ni yakasa dollar ewo 30 a. And you will be Ghana beyond the $1 send your MP before catch and they were right. But eba eduane ya todia obi Ghana beyond eduane edi. When it comes to inflation, it is more important than anything else. It is your tinyo maswa. Na dollar edu 50 and no problem. At the end of the day, no the abani bayema nyoma bono yatisno. That is what you are concerned about. But as you see, aban way before dollar no every almost 17.72. And the dollar is lingering around 11, which is fine. Which is very fine. Because this is an economy that is resolute. This is an economy, it is showing signs to say it can basically fight on its own. On a normal day, any government at this time, and Akuffo Addo Bawumia day, dollar could do almost 18. And can say aban biano, dollar should be around where it is today. Aban bian can also be right now, no? Whether CPPO, NDCO, MPPO, na anka ban bi anim nyanse bia no dollar is supposed to be this. This is the normal dollar rate. Was say esi obia. But the issue is because of Akuffo Addo Bawumia Kennedy Japan brand champion, come Japan any country, omo movie dollar could do almost 18 no. E ma dollar do 11 kra na di pa yamu hwehwe no because they left something called panic in the system. Inti ama yeah, we are still not used to even the dollar making moves or the dollar fluctuating because at the end of the day, no, it's about the pace. It is about how the pace dollar no increasing. It's been 9 months. John Mahama before dollar increase 17 all the way to 10, and the dollar is lingering around 11 now. What is the big deal? Inflation has dropped. Now the government is trying to bring your confidence back. The government is trying to bring the confidence of the investor back. Senebeya investor no kura say dollar is moving or shaking. It is not going to be that like Akuffo Addo Bawumia dollar no to me that at 11 adiabechine 14. No. If you can see say right now what we are seeing, it is reasonable. This is reasonable governance. Inflation is down. Every single thing is working. At least so Akuffo Addo 2 months ago. Now so offer Addo at 10, $1 is to 10, 1 cedi is to $10. No. A cedi is to $10. At least for the last 2 months, the dollar has not appreciated 200%. From 10 to 11, it is reasonable enough for any businessman to still do business. But under Akuffo Addo Bawumia utumi koto ade no $10. Ubabedru Ghana na ton ade no $40. How do you actually take out or profit? How are you able to make sure say or capital nankasa kra won saka? So what we are seeing now is regular governance. It is a government. This is how it is supposed to be. Even the American dollar, once in a while it gets a little bit shaky. That is how economies are supposed to be. Your dollar cannot sit at 10 the whole year. No, your dollar cannot sit at 11 the whole year. But your dollar should not move from 3.8 to 17. No, it's not reasonable. Your dollar should not move from 10 to 15 in 9 months. No. So when your dollar is lingering around 11 and 12, you are good. It means the flow of the economy, it is stable a little bit. It is a sea apostle. Even though it has become what we call a roller coaster move, it is still stable. And you cannot tell me, say, your businessman we're losing millions of dollars because the dollar is lingering between 10 and 11. No. If even the dollar stays between 10 and 12, still it is reasonable enough to do business with that kind of exchange. Because now a businessman can at least measure the pace at which the dollar moves and the pace at which the cedi appreciates or depreciates. So you are able to, at the end of the day, project. Because you see, business, investments, going import and export, it is all about projection. Now, if you have an idea of how things will go, you are able to project how the dollar will go. It is Obi Kofa dia, and also Obi Kofa Nyoma, an importer. So Okwa Brochena Kofa Nyoma no jina China no Ofa Nyoma. Obetimaka say, Uni bibi. Nyoma wo ya mi fei. Mindru Ghana no, me assure say dollar ni 11 na. Medru Ghana na dollar ndu 12 or 13. Or another dollar into 14. At least he has given himself a cushion into Obedrua. So the profit near 2 million, that's only 1.8 million. He's fine because it is the velocity of the dollar. How the dollar is moving, but it's not moving at a crazy pace under Akuffo Addo and Bawumia. Because under Akuffo Addo Bawumia, a businessman will order some things, and Nyoman in bedroom Monday no all order Nyoman dollar no ever pay 12. But nyoma ni do Monday no na dollar no akwa do 14, 16, 17. Now at that point, what do you expect the businessman to do? So today, every single businessman can project. Every investor can project. Under Akuffo and Bawumia, we could not project. The projections were all off. Now, when you don't get the projections right, remember, projections are estimates. A majority of the time, it is a trend that allows you to be able to project. Consistency in trends gives you the room to project. It is also the pace at which the dollar is moving now. As a businessman, you can project how the dollar will move in the next 2 months or 3 months. That is what economists eye. But Bawumia and any team, they could not even project, they could not even estimate that within a month or two, the dollar is going to stay in this range. All that they did was that they were suppressing numbers, and then their expenditure was high. Internet disikano and internet dollar every 24 hours, the dollar that's what changes drastically. So businessmen started panicking. They have left that panic in the system. Even when people are not losing money, they get scared. Because they be a kufu more fast, can free when you think about it as a businessman, when you see the dollar move a little bit, you start to panic. It is what bad governance does. It kills investor confidence. That is what bad governance does. The Akuffo and they say they killed the investor confidence in Ghana. When you even come to United States and the UK, their currency sometimes it gets a little bit of a shake. But the confidence in the investors, want to say, they know the American dollar will not depreciate to a point whereby they will lose all their earnings or lose all their profit. And that is what we need to understand. And right now, what the business community needs to understand is say, at least we have a government that can promise you and let you understand, say, the dollar, even though it's shaking, it is not going to shake in a drastic way whereby you will lose all your investment. It is going to shake reasonably.
All right, Abusuan teachers, when in some course, our political hiring, such as a new Jd0n't South, or my and I friend Dasebre, Kweku, Boatin, Waba, Abesen, a strong one, and Ediama, on one Kasani Nipa, and as on one Kasan MPI Feno, or Chebe, if you're watching, say, Ochebe, if you are no Aqua passe, or bear resign, say MPP Lusu, by elections, a Cotono, a Cotiana Penyampa, MPP Lusua. I was say Ochebe resign. Na so one resign and Nadia Uhian when the constituency will be my bushia Ochebe aso ayeshe papa we die obebeka senano akwa yineka. Medem besia na madam asesamaje penimekuti. Sama ekoso our political hiring so aha POG Media. Madam ase.